Hello everyone, my name is Wanderleia and I doing the final presentation for Sociology 102. The topic that I choose it was polyamorous dynamics in United States. Um, the topic it was a challenge traditional views, intimacy and family. Polyamorous involves consensual non-monogamous relationships and gaining recognition in culture that predominates values monogamous. Exploring polyamorous is a crucial in balancing relationships, diversity, and validation of experts or individuals and family who navigate in a non-traditional relationship structures. With this topic, I want to get more deep on the details on how the polyamorous works and then how that can combine also with the book that we study, the intimacy. So demography of the groups and then practice in USA. Polyamorous size. Approximately 1 of 6 American acknowledged families will participate in non-monogamous relationships. Men are nearly twice as likely as women to identify as polyamorous or experts interested in polyamorous. Aversion family size varies while often depending on the individual's relationship configurations with polyamorous families. Polyamorous individuals may engage in various relationship styles, including cohabitations and non-traditional partners arrangements. Employment rates amongst polyamorous individuals mirror generous population trends with various bases on sociology factors. High levels of education are often reported among individuals practicing polyamorous. Polyamorous is more common among certain races and ethical groups, reflecting intersectionals with intimacy relationships. So, introduced to the articles. I was searching for articles about this topic. I found two that was very interesting. One is studying compassion and consensual non-monogamous relationship. The first research study explored the concept of comprehension with consensual non-monogamous (CNM), consensually non-monogamous relationship. The study aimed at developing related scales of measures compassion, defining the positive emotions individuals experience when their partners are involved with the other partners. And the second article, it was defining polyamorous by a lay people's perspective. The second study focused on lay people definitions of polyamorous and in comparing with the views of those consensual non-monogamous (CNM) relationship versus those who are not. These quantify analysts shed light on an individual's perspective and define polyamorous highlights various bases of relationship preferences. Present research methodologies. The research conducting quality studies involves thematic analysis. They are collecting data through online surface posts on polyamorous subsites. Participants were asking open-ended questions about their understanding and expression comprehensions. The study including 44 participants recruited from polyamorous, primarily from the United States, with additional participants from Australia, Canada, Germany, and the Netherlands. The study was conducted online with data collected from participants worldwide through the internet. This study was conducted with a specific period before the publication in 2021. This study used a thematic analysis of data collected from a web survey. Participants were asked to define polyamorous and their response were analyzed from a common theme. The same comparison 463 participants were various locations, primarily heterosexuals with different relationship status, monogamous, non-monogamous, or single. This survey was conducted online, allowing participants from different regions and participates remotely. The data was collected and analyzed were completed before the publication in 2021. With that data visual, you can analyze the prevalence of polyamorous. have involved in polyamorous is 10%, interesting in being involved in polyamorous 16%, and know someone who was polyamorous I was 6.5. Difference in prevalence and desires of polyamorous. Greater desire to be involved in polyamorous, most like sexual with men, adult, youngs, and more like to be and have been involved in polyamorous was also men, but lower education. No difference, political, economic, religions, or geographic. Polyamorous and age. Responses were asking entire age and years and analyze focus on 4 age ranges where were enough response. So with those graphs, we can analyze the patterns between the age, sexual orientation, as an example, and bisexual and heterosexual. And most like no polyamorous as heterosexual, bisexual as a little bit lower, go for 36%, and then homosexual 57%. And the same also for the age as like a younger age. Polyamorous and race, white and no Hispanics, we got a percent of 6.14%. They're polyamorous. White also that we have 8.2%. Used to be percent is also like very interesting in my opinion to like see. And in the black population we have a 9.6, and the Asians we have a 7.1. And in the second graphic, as you can see, we have a no polyamorous 59%, plus we also on the other side we have a 7.1% that's polyamorous, plus no polyamorous but interesting we have 25%, and used to be 7.6%. So following the presentation, we have the synthesized informations. How do people meet and what are attraction factors? Individuals and CNM relationships often meet through social networks with polyamorous community, online forums, or through mutual friends. Attraction factors, a relationship also can be wild, but including emotional connection, shared values, physical chemistry, and compatibility with relationship structures. Who and what influence ideas of attractions? Basically, is in a personal experience with community, media, representations, and cultural relationship beyond monogamous. What are the factors of mate sections? This for me was very interesting. Most of the polyamorous relationships, the communication skills are very open and are great in communication and security in a relationship. So they play supported and challenge roles. Some families may be accepting, understanding, while the other may struggle with accepting due to societal norms. So families can be diverse, ranging in configuration, trials, squads, network, interconnections, and they may involve children with previous or current relationships. Where parents and child relationships characterized? Parents usually navigate a unique challenge regarding family structures, honest about relationship dynamic, and in managing societal perspective while fostering healthy and in parent-child relationship. What conduct about love, intimacy, and affection apply? CNM relationships redefine traditional constructs of love and intimacy, emphasize communication, autonomy, and the capacity to love multiple partners simultaneously. And there's like a mutual respect, mutual support, sharing, and challenge also in the relationship. What conflict challenge are demonstrated? Most like they face a jealous communication breakdown, society stigma, and then they need navigating complex emotion and boundaries among the multiple parts. What does CNM impact on mental health and in well-being? Research suggests that CNM individuals report comparable and high levels of relationship satisfaction and mental well-being, but stigma and in society judgment can be impacting. So the textbook concept about structures and nuclear families, extension families, emergent and non-traditional families. Those definitely apply and change and redefine concepts of family structures by diverse relationship models beyond monogamic partners. The textbook explore traditional genders roles and expecting with the families. CNM connection. The CNN relationship actually challenge and renegotiate traditional gender roles, employ individuals to express their gender identity freely with complex relationship dynamics. Also the textbook analyzed the intimacy and emotional closeness in sexual and in fundamental components of relationship dynamics. Connect and compare. And analyze consensual non-monogamous relationships with the context of family constructions, intimacy, and social norms. I depart from the traditional relationship paradigms. CNM relationships challenge conventional family structures by embracing diverse partners models beyond monogamy, reflecting a redefinition on intimacy and sexual with open communication and negotiable boundaries. Gender roles are re-examined with CNM's dynamics, allowing for more fluid expressions of identity. Additional CNM families navigate a unique parenting challenge with an emphasis of honesty and consent in discussing family structures with children. Those relationships exemplify autonomic communication and relation agency, aligns with theories and relationships dynamics like attaching and a social exchange while confronting society stigmas to advocate from the border accepting the consensual and ethno non Conclusion. The most intriguing aspect of my research involved exploring the concept of comprehension and non-consensual non-monogamic CNM relationships, with challenge conventions notions and intimacy and emotional connections. Discover how individuals experience joy and satisfactions from their partners' connections with the orders were particularly enlightened. Highlights the complexity and diversity of relationships dynamics with CNM's communities. This research not only emphasized my understanding of alternative relationship structures, but also emphasized the importance of communication, trust, and emotional resilience in navigating non-traditional intimacy connections. Moving forward, it is essential to continue exploring the physiology and emotional dimensions of comprehensions, as well as its implications of relationship satisfactions, jealousy managed, and personal growth with diverse relationship frameworks. Additional intimacy investigating society perspectives, legal challenge, and healthcare disparities faced by CNM families would contribute to broader social acceptance and understand all alternative relationships models.